What's up, guys? WWE Fan Talk here, bringing you guys a long-awaited video. We finally have another belt added to the collection. It took some time. I actually did take a break from belt collecting just because buying belts from different websites online or WWE Shop, for example, it just adds up. And you guys know that I have 47 championships in my collection, and I don't have a lot of storage to put all of them in, on display, and I don't want to get rid of them because they're my prized possessions, and I spent so much money and time on collecting these titles. As you know, I built this entire channel on collecting WWE and other wrestling company championships, and over the years, after collecting the majority of the WWE Shop championships, I explored other different websites for championship belt collecting, and everybody has different mixed feelings about certain companies and certain reviews. So just, if you're not a fan of the particular websites that I do buy my championships from, because maybe you've had some bad experiences, just be open-minded and remember that it's, belt collecting is not for everyone and not every website's for everyone. But today, we do have a championship that I did get, and I'm super excited for this one right here. I will get the exact number eventually for how many championships I have in my collection. I have actually a stockpile over here of championships that are kind of like duplicates over here, which I will get into. I will do a full belt collection eventually. But without further ado, let's get into this championship. I have done video reviews on certain products from this website before, and the stuff I've gotten, for example, I bought this one probably 2 or 3 years ago. I bought it, and it is the WWF Winged Eagle Championship. It is from Mock Belt, and everybody has their preference for different websites to get their championships. And one thing that everybody needs to kind of take into consideration is when you buy a championship from a company that's overseas or something that's not mass produced, a company that's not mass produced, it takes some time to get championships. A personal friend of mine who owns a wrestling belt company that lives in the United States that makes championships for people, it tends to take about 3 to 4 months to get the championship completely finished, and then it has to ship out and whatnot. So you also have to take in consideration that the companies are from overseas, because I know that people in the comments are going to have your opinions, and that's totally fine. But again, this is my championship. I'm excited for this one right here. I do have this championship in my collection technically already. This is the WWF version. It is not an actual licensed product from WWE. Again, it is made from Mock Belt. So let's get into this championship right here. Let's do a revealing WWE Fan Talk Show style in 3, 2, 1, and boom. And it's freaking beautiful. Just look at how shiny and gorgeous this championship looks. I tend to get duplicates in my collection if I see one or have watched video reviews on one that, looks super cool in person. And I'm well, maybe it might be a little bit better than the one I have. So, again, I have the WWE Shop version right here, which is just the classic WWE logo. Again, back in the day when you did have the Smoking Skull Championship, when they did have it on television, I believe Stone Cold held it for a little bit, and then at one point, The Undertaker had it over his shoulder I think it was an episode of Raw or something like that, or Main Event. I can't quite remember. But The Undertaker he did have this over his shoulder at one point, but it was during WWF, it wasn't during WWE, so I like to get accuracy in my collection, and so if I see the tiniest little details that, will make my collection more historically correct, I will snag it. And I'm not going to get rid of my WWE version just because I think it's cool to have WWE and WWF in your collection. I think it's great. And this one actually does come on real leather, which I'm super pumped for. Super flexible. These plates do look like they're probably 8 to 9 millimeters thick. If we get an up close look at that right there. Looking very nice. And you can just see how flexible the leather is right here. I actually did put a kitchen towel down so I wouldn't scratch championship. But you can see the bend right there. I would say this championship's a good 10 to 11 pounds thick. And it's pretty dang heavy. And I just love the real leather on championships. And I always forget, when I get the WWE Shop ones, they've improved a lot over the years. But when you go through other companies that do make their championships with real leather, you do get that nice feature of the plates kind of hanging down like that. It's really accurate. And you get the nice floppiness right there. And this is very bendy, it's very nice and accurate to television. And it looks like they did a pretty dang good job with painting the strap as well. It is fully painted to the looks of it. And the sculpting and the tooling on the strap looks great. I do love the way that they sculpted or molded these championship plates right here. If we get a nice look right here on the front main plate, we have the smoking skull right there. We have the skull with the WWF logo, and then we also have the gray smoke coming from the eyes right there, which is really badass. And one of my favorite things about this most Smoking Skull Championship, which wasn't on the original one that came from WWE Shop, but it is on this one, is that these snakes right here aren't painted, so it kind of makes it stand out a little bit more. The snake portions right here, it makes it stand out a little bit more, which I think is freaking awesome. And then we get the side plates right here, one saying Attitude with the WWF logo. We also get this side plate right there saying WWF Champion right there. And then we get the other similar plates right there on the other side. And again, championships back in the day used to come with like 5 plates on a championship. Now we get like 3 with some sidebars, which is totally fine. But I loved when we used to get more plates on championships, made it more unique and more cool, and there's more options and designs that you could put on the title with 5 plates. But right here we do get, this is 6 plates right here because we get that extra little one on the side. And this championship does not come with a gold tip. I'm not sure exactly if this championship in real life came with the gold plate, but I do know that at some point when they created this championship, I think this was on the Smoking Skull podcast with Stone Cold Steve Austin. I know at some point he said that when he was going to the belt maker who made the Smoking Skull Championship, he wanted a silver belt made. And the guys were like, well, let's make gold just in case too. And then he ended up using the gold version right here. But there was 2 different versions of this title made, the silver version and the gold version. I think silver is badass, but you got to go with gold if you're dealing with a world championship. And this is the World Heavyweight Championship right here, the WWF World Heavyweight Championship. And I'm really excited to add it to my collection. We're going to get a nice comparison right here, right now, between the WWF mock belt version and the WWE Shop version up close and personal. Let's check it out. Alright, so we have the 2 different championships right here. We have the WWE Shop version, and we have the mock belt version over there with the WWF logo. And we can start to see some minor differences in here. I would like to say they're major differences, but I mean they do look pretty much the same. For those of you that do not collect championships like regularly, I'm going to point out some of the major differences between these 2 championships. Starting with the first one over here, the WWF version has thicker plates. I would say these are probably like 8 to 9 millimeters thick. That's just how it feels based off of my observation. And then these right here are probably like 2 millimeters thick. They're pretty thin. And the difference between these 2 is that these plates bend a lot easier than these do. There's no way for you to actually curve a 9 millimeter championship without the actual materials and tools to do so. This one right here, you can curve it on your knee if you wanted to. I've done that in the past with other titles. So thinner plates right here. The detail, comparing the detail over here on the side plates, I think they look pretty similar. And I think that Mock Belt got it pretty nice. We do get the WWF logos on here, Attitude. Of course, this is not an actual WWE licensed product right over here. It is a replica. And then over here, again, the same. Moving over to the main plate once again, the major difference that I can see between these 2 titles is that the snakes over here have the black throughout, while the mock belt version do not, which I prefer just because it makes the snakes stand out just a little bit more. That's just my preference though. Leave it in the comments down below how you feel about that. And then as for the skull, I think the skull is pretty much the same. We have all the little details on the skull. We even have this smoke rising from the eyes right there. Over here on the WWE logo, we have the TM right there, trademark. While over here, we do not with the WWF version. And then over here, even the lettering over here is popping up a little bit better than the WWE Shop version. But overall, I think both championships are fantastic. I do think that this version over here is better quality. It feels more real. The leather's nicer. This leather over here is really sporty type leather. And so, I mean, that's just like what WWE Shop was doing back in the day. I don't know right now, though, because I know I haven't gotten a WWE Shop Championship in quite some time, probably in like a year and a half, maybe 2 years. I think the last one I got was the United States Championship, so I can't really tell on that. So if you guys want to leave it in the comments down below, whether you know or not, if it's still the same material, please do so. But this is the cardboardy material with the pleathery feel, and this is an actual real cut of leather, and it's actually pretty floppy, as I showed previously in the video. Here are the other side plates compared to the mock belt version over here. And I just think that these plates on the WWF version just pop a whole lot better. It's a lot more realistic. I mean, even the tooling over here on the sides and the designs coming throughout with the clamshell tooling looks great on the leather versus over here it's just plain. So overall, a lot better. And then we also have a curve on this championship already, whilst on this one we do not. It's just flat plates. So overall, fantastic championship. We're going to take a quick look at the leather right now, and then we will end the video review. All right, so taking a quick look at the back of the championship, it is not the snake skin on the back. I'm sure that if you wanted to, you could probably get that done, but it is the nice black smooth material. And from what I've seen on this championship versus other ones that I've gotten from mock belt in the past is that they've upgraded the way they attach these plates. I feel like there's more screws throughout the plates on the back to hold on to the plates, versus before I felt like there was less screws holding on to the plate. So yeah, it's nice to see that there's more screws on the back of the strap right over here. And over here we have the back of the male snaps right over there. And then scooting the championship over once again, we can see the female snaps right there, looking very nice. So overall, I would say that this is pretty good leather work, and I'm pretty impressed. All right, taking a look over here on the left side of the strap, we're starting on this end with the male snaps, and just all this leather work looks fantastic, pretty detailed. I love all of this design, this material, not this material, this texture coming throughout in the tooling, looking very nice. And then we have the clamshell tooling starting off over there. Usually on the WWE Championships nowadays, we see like a WWE logo right there in that little space. But I am honestly really impressed with this leather work. I feel like this is some of the best leather work I've seen from mock belt, and I'm genuinely impressed. Just the way it bends too is very nice. Just reminding you guys, I mean, like, you know, when you order a championship, a custom championship, one from a company outside of WWE or from another country, there's not giant like factories producing these things like once an hour. You know, like they're not like being produced one in an hour. Like these things take time, they take care, they take a lot of like precision and detail, because there's not machines making these things. They're all like handmade pretty much. And so when you're ordering a custom championship or one like this, with the nice plates and the nice, you know, the WWF logos, stuff you can't get from WWE Shop, again, it's going to take some time. I know somebody who is in the belt making industry, and he says it takes probably a good 6 to 8 months to get everybody their championships, because if you're a one-man band doing this by yourself, it's going to take forever to do so. So again, just be patient, and keep up the communication if you have questions, because that's exactly what I do when I'm curious about my championships, and it's exactly what I did when I ordered this. I was curious on the process and how long it was going to take to be made and where it was and the shipping number and all that. So if you are curious, go ahead and do so. That's exactly what I did. But there is the championship looking very nice. And then over here, we have the female snaps looking very nice. Good detail. We have the WWF champion logo right there. It says JMR. So I think that's a pretty cool detail. 1998 JMR. Belts right there. Of course, this particular one isn't a JMR belt, but right there we do have the JMR championship. This is a mock belt, not a JMR belt, but it's just, you know, paying homage to JMR. So very cool that they added that detail, because again, the original championship was being made by him. So very cool detail right there on the strap. Leave it in the comments down below. How do you like this championship strap? I think it's fantastic. Alrighty guys, that is it for this video review on the mock belt WWF Smoking Skull Championship. I'm genuinely impressed with this championship. I've been waiting a while to get this particular one in my collection, and I finally have it. Again, you got to be patient when you order these championships, just like, you know, I was patient with them. And I get it, it's hard to be It's hard to be patient when you're ordering a championship because you want that championship in your collection. And trust me, I know the feeling of it because look how many titles I've got in my collection. I mean, I have a whole pile of them over here, just sitting here. So I know the feeling of anticipation and how impatient and how hard it is to not be impatient. So again, ordering championships, do it at your own risk pretty much, because like if you're ordering from a different company or out of the country, it's going to take a little bit of time just because they're putting extra detail into the championships. And there's more detail put into these particular titles than the WWE Shop ones. I know WWE Shop has gotten better recently with the quality on their championships, but when you order outside and you get them made from a custom belt maker, they usually come out a lot more detailed, thicker plates, better leather, and that's exactly what Mock Belt did today. So if you do want one of these, I did put a link in the description down below if you did want to go check that out. It is in the description down below. But there's the Smoking Skull Championship. I would say that this is far superior to the one I have right here on the wall. I still like that one a lot, but I think this one is a lot better quality. It's a lot heavier. I mean, everything bends very nice, as you can see. You don't even need to try it. Just it bends. The leather is very nice. All the plates move. Just very floppy, very nice leather. And the plates are just in pristine condition. Great quality. Throwing it over the shoulder over there. Looks fantastic. Feels good over the shoulder. Again, pick these up today if you want at Mock Belt. Leave it in the comments down below what you want to see next. If you want to see more championship belt reviews. Thanks for watching, guys. WWE Fan Talk Show.